often historical debates, it seems to me, and Peter and Annette can speak to this as well, are in some ways safer than contemporary ones. But because they're safer doesn't mean they aren't illuminating. And so to talk about Jefferson's ambivalence, Jefferson's hypocrisies, frankly, in a way helps us understand our own in a way that's not as necessarily direct and not as necessarily discomfiting. So to think about my own view is informed by Arthur Schlesinger Jr., who once said that, worried about the fact that the present always looked down on the past. He said, self-righteousness in retrospect is easy, also cheap. Yeah. And so to my mind, the moral utility of history, and the reason Monticello is so good at this, is not to wag our finger at the past and simply feel better, but to try to look at our own world and try to figure out if the best of previous generations could be so woefully morally wrong, what are we in our own time getting woefully and morally wrong?
Well, I love the new African American Museum, which is going to open up, which is going to help us move on. My maternal ancestry home is Charleston, and there's a new slavery museum underway, and that's another step forward in a wonderful way. I mean, we're all doing Ancestor.com, and we're all trying to kind of reclaim our legacy. So we're at a good time in many ways in opening our eyes. The issue is how do we translate that into systemic and policy change, and how do we create those next movements? And we know what to do. So the burden is really with us. We have an enormous moment of opportunity and an obligation to try to lighten the past, not just about the past, but more importantly now, to do what we have to do to write that next movement in our symphony of American struggle. So I just think that it's a wonderful time to be alive. It's a hard time to be alive, but let's get on with it so that our children don't have to fight the same old battles that we fought.
I agree with Marion. This is a moment of enormous hope from within the history business. Our challenge then is to take the energy that we can generate within a revision of history, in a demolition of mythic misunderstandings, and a recovery of our shared history. This is our great opportunity